My wife said, "You're sleeping on the couch until you apologize for something I didn't do." I said, "Okay, I didn't apologize." 5 weeks later, I'd converted the guest room into my personal sanctuary. When she finally walked in, I, Brandon, 38, male, got banished to the couch 5 weeks ago over something so ridiculous it still makes my head hurt. My wife Laura, 36, accused me of flirting with the new neighbor Jessica, who's literally 23 and just moved in with her boyfriend Chris. Here's what actually happened. I was taking out the trash when I saw Jessica struggling with a massive dresser on her front porch. Being a decent human being, I helped her carry it inside. We chatted for maybe 3 minutes about the neighborhood, local restaurants, typical new neighbor stuff. That's it. That's the whole crime. Laura saw this from our kitchen window and went absolutely nuclear. Said I was all over her and practically undressing her with my eyes. When I tried to explain, she hit me with, "Don't gaslight me, Brandon. I saw what I saw. You're sleeping on the couch until you apologize and admit what you did." I stood there for a second processing the complete insanity, then said, "Okay." She blinked. "Okay, that's it?" "Yeah, okay. I'll sleep on the couch until you apologize for falsely accusing me." "Sure." She stormed off, probably expecting me to grovel within hours. But here's the thing. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not apologizing for helping a neighbor. That's not how this works. And honestly, this isn't the first time Laura's jealousy has created problems where none existed. Last year it was my female coworker Sarah from accounting. Before that, it was our waitress at Olive Garden who was too friendly. Night one on the couch sucked. Our couch is nice for sitting, terrible for sleeping. My back was killing me by morning. Laura came down, saw me making coffee, and said, "Ready to apologize yet?" "Nope." She huffed and left for work. By night 3, I was done with the couch torture. We have a guest room, decent size, mostly used for storage and Laura's overflow closet space. I grabbed my pillow and slept in there on the old futon we'd had since college. Still not great, but better than destroying my spine. Laura noticed immediately. "Couch too uncomfortable for you?" "Yes." "Then apologize." "No." She actually smirked like she was winning some twisted game. "Fine, enjoy the futon. But here's where it gets interesting. I make decent money as a project manager, $85K to Laura's $60K. We split bills equally after taxes, so I had about $2,000 saved for a new motorcycle I'd been eyeing all summer. I decided to repurpose those funds for something more immediate. Day 4, ordered a memory foam mattress, queen size, $550 with same-week delivery. Day 7, hit up Facebook Marketplace during my lunch break. Scored a decent office chair for $120, solid wood desk for $180, and a 43-inch TV someone was selling for $220. Borrowed my buddy Andy Fletcher's truck and moved it all in while Laura was at her monthly book club. Day 10, Amazon Prime is a beautiful thing. Mini fridge, $160. Microwave, $65. Installed some floating shelves for $35. Got a decent area rug that really tied the room together, $75. Day 14. This is where I might have gotten petty, but honestly, I was getting comfortable. PlayStation 5, $450 from a guy at work. Bluetooth soundbar, $140. Also grabbed some blackout curtains because why not sleep in on weekends? Day 18. The finishing touches. LED strips for mood lighting, $25. A couple of classic movie posters I'd always wanted to hang, but Laura said were too juvenile for our living spaces. And my favorite part, a digital keypad lock for the door, $110. Day 21. Since Laura had stopped doing my laundry by accident, I bought a compact washer-dryer combo for $320 off Craigslist. Yes, it actually fits in the corner of my room. The previous owner was downsizing from a house to an apartment. By week 5, I'd spent about $2,100 turning that guest room into my personal sanctuary. It was everything our shared bedroom wasn't. My space, my rules, my vibe. No more negotiating what to watch on TV. No more hiding my hobby stuff because it cluttered the space. Laura hadn't been in there once during the transformation. She'd knock occasionally, tell me I was being ridiculous, but never actually entered. I think she was playing chicken, waiting for me to break first. She kept making comments like, "This is so childish, Brandon, and you can't live in there forever." but the truth was, I was living quite comfortably. Last Tuesday, everything came to a head. I was in my room playing Call of Duty with Andy online when I heard Laura try the door handle. It didn't budge, obviously. "Brandon, why is this door locked?" I paused the game. "Privacy. Open this door right now." "No thanks, I'm good." Silence. Then bang, bang, bang on the door. "Brandon, open this door immediately." I calmly got up, walked to the door, but didn't open it. "Laura, you banished me from our bedroom. This is my space now. You're welcome to apologize for falsely accusing me any time." "I'm not apologizing. I saw what I saw. Open this door." "No." That's when I heard her on the phone with her mother, putting it on speaker so I could hear everything. Classic Laura manipulation move. "Mom, he's lost his mind. He's locked himself in the guest room and won't come out." Her mom, Helen, loud as always. "What do you mean locked? In his own house?" "He put a lock on the guest room door, an actual keypad lock." "Well, why is he in the guest room, sweetie?" Laura paused. "He's being punished." "Punished for what?" "He was flirting with the neighbor girl." "Was he really?" "Mom, whose side are you on?" "I'm just asking, honey. What did he do exactly?" Laura went quiet for a moment. "He helped her carry furniture." Even Helen went silent. "And that's it?" "You didn't see how he was looking at her." "Laura, sweetie, maybe you should apologize. I can't believe you're taking his side." She hung up on her mother and immediately started banging on my door again. "Brandon, I'm calling a locksmith." "Go ahead," I called back. "I own this house too. I can put a lock on any interior door I want. Check the law." I had actually Googled this already. As long as it's not preventing emergency egress and both parties own the home, interior locks are generally fine. She must have Googled it too, because she stopped threatening the locksmith. Then came the texts. Oh man, the texts. "This is insane. You're acting like a child. That room is for guests. All your clothes are still in our room. I bought new clothes. They're in my closet now." "Your closet? It's a guest room." "Not anymore. You can't just claim a room. You claim the whole bedroom. I'm just working with what I've got." "That's different. You're being punished." "For something I didn't do." So I made alternative arrangements. This morning, while I was at work, she finally went in. I have a security camera in there, legally placed. It's my room now. Watched her jaw literally drop when she saw the transformation. She stood in the doorway for like 10 minutes just staring. Touched the TV, opened the mini fridge, sat in my chair. Then she noticed the PlayStation, and I swear she looked like she was going to cry. When I got home, she was sitting at the kitchen table. No anger this time, just defeat. "You really set up a whole apartment in there." "It's just a room with a fridge and a microwave and a PlayStation." "Yeah." She was quiet for a long time. "How much did all that cost?" "My personal savings, not marital funds." More silence. "So you're really not going to apologize?" "I'm really not going to apologize for something I didn't do." "So what, you're just going to live in there forever?" "Until you apologize for falsely accusing me and banishing me from my own bedroom." "Yeah, pretty much." "This is ridiculous." "It was ridiculous 5 weeks ago when you started it. Now it's just my new normal." She got up and left. Haven't seen her since. It's 10 p.m. now and she's in our old bedroom. I'm in my room writing this, eating takeout, got my game loaded up, cold beer from my fridge. And honestly, I'm good. Like really good. Posted this on Reddit last night and holy shit, you guys. The response has been intense. About 60-40 split between legend and petty asshole, which honestly seems about right. But reading through the comments made me realize this situation has escalated in ways I didn't see coming. First, Laura tried to weaponize household chores. Stopped doing my laundry entirely. "If you want to live separately, you can handle your own washing." Joke's on her. That washer-dryer combo I mentioned, best purchase I've made in years. I'm actually doing laundry more regularly now than when she was doing it. Then she stopped cooking my portions for dinner, started making exactly enough food for one person, leaving me to fend for myself. Cool. I've got my microwave and mini fridge. Started meal prepping on Sundays like I should have done years ago. Even bought an air fryer that sits perfectly on my desk. Turns out I'm a decent cook when I'm not getting passive-aggressive comments about making a mess in her kitchen. But here's where it got interesting. She called a house meeting with her sister Nicole as a mediator. They sat me down in the living room like this was some kind of intervention. Nicole, Brandon, don't you think this has gone too far? I'm just respecting Laura's decision. She wanted me out of the bedroom. But you've turned the guest room into a bachelor pad. What guests? Laura's mom stays in hotels because she doesn't like our guest bathroom. Her brother hasn't visited in 3 years. Laura, that's not the point. Actually, it's exactly the point. The room was unused storage. Now it's being used. Nicole, you're being spiteful. I'm being comfortable. Laura made a decision. I adapted. Then Laura pulled what she thought was her trump card. Fine. Then I'm claiming the master bathroom completely. You can use the hall bathroom. Okay. Both of them just stared at me. Okay? That's it? Yeah. The hall bathroom is fine. What she didn't know is that I'd already been thinking about this possibility. See, the hall bathroom is right next to my room. The master is attached to our old bedroom, but you have to walk through the bedroom to get to it. That night, I moved all my toiletries to the hall bathroom, but I didn't stop there. Installed a rainfall shower head, $80. Got one of those Japanese toilet seats with the bidet function, $200. Game changer, by the way. Every American man should have one of these. Bought premium towels, a humidifier, some plants. That bathroom went from basic to spa level in 48 hours. Meanwhile, Laura started realizing that claiming the master bathroom meant she was the only one cleaning it. I heard her complaining to Nicole on the phone, thin walls in this old house. He doesn't even use it anymore. He just moved to the other bathroom and made it nice. He bought a bidet, Nicole. A bidet. A bidet? And he's actually using it. He seems happier. That hit me. I was happier. For the first time in months, I wasn't walking on eggshells. Wasn't worried about leaving a dish in the sink or forgetting to put the toilet seat down. My space, my rules. The real kicker came 3 days ago. Laura's company announced they're going hybrid, 3 days in office, 2 days remote. She needs a home office space. Guess which room she assumed she'd use? She knocked on my door at 7 a.m. Brandon, we need to talk about the guest room. My room. It needs to be an office. I'm working from home twice a week starting next month. That's nice. Good for you. So you need to move your stuff out. I actually laughed. No. Brandon, I need an office. Then set one up in the bedroom. It's huge. There's no space with the bed and dressers. Then reorganize. Or you could stop being petty and apologize. For the room I've paid to furnish, the room I'm living in because you kicked me out, that room, she tried a different approach. I'll let you back in the bedroom if you give me the office. Would I still need to apologize? Of course. Then no. She slammed my door and left. 20 minutes later, I heard drilling. She was installing a desk in the living room corner. Her office is now in the communal space where I watch TV after work. Guess who bought noise-canceling headphones? $280, and I don't care about the expense anymore. But yesterday was the crown jewel of entitlement. I came home from work to find scratch marks around my door's keypad. She'd definitely tried to break in while I was gone. I confronted her immediately. Did you try to break into my room? It's not your room. Did you or did you not try to break the lock? I needed to check if you were damaging the house. By breaking and entering? It's my house too. Which is why I can have a lock on my door. While you trying to break it is technically destruction of property. She went pale. You wouldn't... Try me. That night, I installed a security camera in the hallway facing my door. Full disclosure, cameras in common areas are completely legal here. She knows it's there. The red light blinks at her every time she walks by, and I can see her getting more frustrated each day. Andy came over to watch the game last night. Laura completely lost it. You can't have people in there. Why not? It's my room. I don't want strangers in my house. Andy's been here 50 times. You went to his wedding last year. Not in that room, which is my room where I can have guests. This is where it gets absolutely insane. She actually called the police. I'm not kidding. Said I was refusing to leave a room in her house and bringing unauthorized people into her home. The cop who showed up looked exhausted before he even got through our front door. Took one look at the situation. Me calmly explaining I live here, pay half the mortgage, and I'm in my room. Laura screaming about guest rooms and apologies and home invasions. Cop, ma'am, does he live here? Yes, but is he threatening you in any way? No, but is he breaking any laws? He put a lock on an interior door. Of a house he owns? Laura went silent. Cop to me. You two should probably get counseling. This isn't a police matter. After he left, Laura sent me a Venmo request for $1,050. The explanation: half of room furnishings since it's marital property. I declined it and sent her one for $12,200. Half of bedroom furnishings I'm not allowed to use. She declined that and sent another for $500. Emotional distress and lost use of guest room. I sent her one for $10. Furniture moving services for Jessica. Radio silence after that. But not for long. Laura disappeared for 2 weeks. Didn't tell me where she was going, just packed bags and left a note. Since you want to live alone so badly, I'll give you what you want. Found out later she was staying at Nicole's, posting passive-aggressive quotes on social media about knowing your worth, and when someone shows you who they are, believe them. The irony was completely lost on her, and apparently on most of her friends who were liking and commenting supportive messages. During those 2 weeks, I did something I should have done years ago. I started therapy. Dr. Martinez helped me understand that this wasn't really about Jessica or the furniture or even my room setup. This was about control patterns that had been building for years. Laura's jealousy episodes, her need to punish me for imagined transgressions, my tendency to avoid conflict until I hit a breaking point. The room isn't the problem, she said during our third session. It's become your symbol of autonomy. The question is, what happens when the symbol becomes more important than the relationship? I thought about that a lot. But every time I considered apologizing just to end the standoff, I remembered Helen's reaction on the phone. Even Laura's own mother thought she was wrong. Then Laura made her final move. She came back with her brother Kevin and a U-Haul. No warning, no discussion. I was working from home when I heard them outside. She walked in like she owned the place, which, technically, she half did. I'm taking my things. Okay. And the bedroom furniture, it's half mine. Then take half. You can have the bed and one dresser. I'll keep the nightstands. She was clearly trying to get a rise out of me, waiting for me to fight or beg. When that didn't work, Kevin stepped in. You really messed up, man. You know that, right? How's that, Kevin? You humiliated my sister, made her feel unwanted in her own home. She kicked me out of our bedroom for helping someone carry furniture. That's not what she told me. I'm sure it's not. Laura interrupted. I want the TV from the living room too. That one's mine. Bought it before we got married. I don't care. The receipt says otherwise. I pulled up the Amazon order on my phone from 2019. Fine, the coffee maker then. Which one? The one from my room I bought 5 weeks ago? Or the one from the kitchen we bought together? The kitchen one. Then we split it. You want half a coffee maker? Kevin tried to grab my gaming chair from my room. I stood in front of it. That was in the guest room originally. Yeah, and Laura kicked me into the guest room. It's mine now. A judge won't see it that way. Then let a judge decide. They backed down. The real explosion came when Laura discovered I'd been documenting everything. Kevin was loading boxes when Laura came storming back inside from checking the attic storage. You changed the locks on the attic? No, I put a padlock on my section. Yours is still open. How did you divide it? Tape line down, the middle. Your Christmas decorations and old clothes are on the left. She went up to check, came back furious. You took more space. I took exactly half, measured it. This is pathetic, Brandon. We're adults. Adults who got kicked out of their bedrooms don't usually need to measure storage spaces, but here we are. Kevin jumped in again. You're being a petty little... Kevin, choose your next words carefully. You're in my house. It's Laura's house too. For now. That stopped them both cold. Brandon, Laura's voice was small. What do you mean, for now? I mean we're getting divorced. The house will be sold or bought out. This ends one way or another. You're divorcing me over this? Over you kicking me out, falsely accusing me, refusing to apologize, breaking into my room, destroying my property, calling the police on me, and now taking half our stuff while still claiming I'm the problem. Yeah. She actually sat down on the floor right there in the hallway. This isn't how it was supposed to go. How was it supposed to go, Laura? You were supposed to apologize, sleep on the couch for a few nights, feel bad, then come back and appreciate me more. Appreciate you for falsely accusing me? For fighting for our marriage. That's not fighting for marriage, that's playing mind games. Kevin helped her up. Come on, Laura, let's go. I'm not leaving, this is my house. You left already, you're at Nicole's, remember? They finished loading the U-Haul in tense silence. Laura crying, Kevin muttering threats about lawyers and what goes around comes around. Before they drove away, Laura tried one last manipulation. If you loved me, you'd apologize just to end this. If you loved me, you wouldn't need me to apologize for something I didn't do. That was 3 weeks ago. The divorce papers were filed last Monday. She's fighting it, demanding counseling instead. We had one court-mandated mediation session. The mediator, an older woman named Mrs. Anderson, took about 10 minutes to hear both sides before saying, I don't think counseling is going to help here. You have fundamentally different views of what happened and what constitutes appropriate behavior in a marriage. Laura's lawyer advised her to take the buyout offer. I'm keeping the house, paying her half the current equity. It's worth it to me. My room is perfect, and now I get the master bedroom back too. Might knock down the wall between them, make one huge suite. Who knows? Started dating about 2 weeks ago. Nothing serious yet, just coffee dates through Bumble. Been completely upfront about the situation. Recently separated, divorce pending. It's complicated, but I can explain. Most women are shocked by the story. One said, wait, you turned a guest room into a man cave instead of just apologizing? That's either really stupid or really impressive. We went on 3 more dates. Another said, sounds like you were both too stubborn for your own good. Fair enough. Not everyone's going to see it the way I do. My therapist says I'm processing the end of the relationship healthily. You stood up for yourself, but you're not vilifying Laura. That's mature. Though she did point out that I might want to work on my conflict resolution skills before getting serious with anyone new. The room strategy worked this time, but it's not a model for healthy communication. Fair point. But sometimes principles matter more than peace. Andy helped me move some bedroom furniture back last weekend. Walking into that master bedroom was surreal. Felt like visiting a crime scene for a while. But I'm reclaiming it bit by bit. Bought new sheets, rearranged everything. It's slowly becoming mine again instead of ours. Laura's still at Nicole's, last I heard. Still posting Instagram quotes about toxic relationships and red flags. Still telling anyone who will listen that I destroyed our marriage over nothing. Her friend circle has apparently split. Some think she was justified. Others are questioning why she didn't just apologize when her own mother said she was wrong. Helen actually texted me last week. I'm sorry it came to this, Brandon. You're a good man. Laura always did have trouble admitting when she was wrong. That meant more to me than I expected. But here's the thing. It wasn't nothing. It was everything. Every time she dismissed my feelings. Every time she demanded apologies for her imagination. Every time she chose control over communication. The furniture incident was just the last straw that broke this camel's back. Do I regret not just apologizing to keep the peace? No. Because if I had, we'd still be in that cycle. She'd still be controlling and manipulating. I'd still be appeasing and enabling. The next crime would have been something else. Talking too long to a cashier, being friendly to a waitress, helping an elderly neighbor with her groceries. Some people have asked if I miss her. I miss the good parts of our marriage, the inside jokes, the shared routines, having someone to split Netflix with. But I don't miss walking on eggshells. I don't miss having my motivations questioned every time I'm decent to another human being. My room setup is still amazing, by the way. Kept the gaming rig in there even though I have the whole house now. It's my sanctuary, proof that I can create something good even in the middle of chaos. To everyone following this saga, thanks for the support and reality checks in equal measure. To those in similar situations, don't apologize for things you didn't do. Not even once. It never ends there. Stand up for yourself even when it's hard, even when people call you petty or stubborn. Sometimes the smallest hills are worth dying on because they represent the mountains behind them. The house is quiet now, but it's a peaceful quiet. I can watch what I want, eat what I want, arrange my space how I want. I'm rebuilding my life one room at a time. Jessica and Chris had me over for beers last Friday. They told me that dinner Laura arranged was the most awkward experience of their lives. She spent the whole time talking about how perfect your marriage was while obviously fighting back tears. We felt so bad we almost moved. I told them the whole story. Chris bought the next round and said, "Dude, you're better off. That was some serious manipulation." Then Jessica added, "For what it's worth, you helping me with furniture was the most normal neighborly thing ever. I'm sorry it caused all this." Good neighbors, good people. Life goes on. Peace out, Reddit. Time to close this chapter and start writing the next one.